The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party.
Mr. Speaker, the people of Nova Scotia are facing combined housing and cost of living crisis, and they have every right to expect that their government is not going to make things worse. But this is exactly what the government did this past Monday when they lifted the ban on renovictions. The very minute that the renovictions ban was lifted, our constituency offices began to hear from a flood of tenants who were facing immediate processes towards renoviction. So does the Premier not see that in a time of intensifying cost of living and housing pressures on the people of the province, lifting the ban on renovictions is exactly the wrong thing for the government to do?
The Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the member for the question. Obviously, we understand and feel and sympathise with the pressures that are on Nova Scotians and the cost of living, on Canadians with the cost of living. I mean, this is not a Nova Scotia issue. This is a Canadian thing. It's a North American thing. It's a worldwide thing. Specifically to the housing file. There's a lot of good work happening on the housing file. I'm so happy with the work that Minister Lohr and the Commission are doing on housing. We are moving forward on a number of housing initiatives that have been ignored by previous governments. We're picking the ball up. We're going to run with it. In terms of renovictions, there's we're troubled when we hear about those situations too. There's a specific process in place. If the member wants some more information on that process to use to protect his constituents, we'll be happy to inform him of the actual process.
I'd like to just remind the Premier, refer to the individual as the Minister. There was another proper name mentioned there. The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party on his first supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, the moment of intensifying cost of living pressures in Nova Scotia is not the moment to conclude programs that are providing support to people on this front. So the government did a very good thing in January from this point of view when they implemented paid sick days. But that program, too, is about to be lifted. In fact, next week. With the cost of living going up at a rate that we haven't seen in 30 years, there are many, many people in our province who simply can't afford to miss out on a day's pay because they stayed home because they weren't feeling well. Does the Premier not see that at this moment of escalating, intensifying cost of living pressures, ending paid sick days is actually going to make things worse?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, I want to assure the member opposite and all Nova Scotians that we understand the pressures that Nova Scotians are on. We're taking a number of steps to support Nova Scotians. We're doing as much as we can. We'll continue to do more. There's always more to do. But I do find it ironic that the member in this chamber is so concerned about the cost of living, yet this morning issued a press release condemning this government for investing in Nova Scotians.
The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party on his final supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, there's nothing ironic about the government ending the ban of renovictions. It was simply wrong. There's nothing ironic about the government proposing now to end the ban, to end paid sick leave next week. That's simply wrong. And because of this, many people are now afraid that another essential program which has been providing great cost of living support through this present intensifying period, that's rent control, that this is also slated to be allowed to end and allowed to be lapsed. So I want to ask the Premier if he will assure us that he's not going to deepen the cost of living and housing crisis by allowing rent control, too, to lapse.
The Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the member for the important. I can't stress enough the concern we have for the cost of living increases. I can't stress enough the number of initiatives we've taken to support Nova Scotians, specifically around the housing file, but in so many other areas. Be happy to talk about the number of initiatives we've made to invest in Nova Scotians and support Nova Scotians. And I think it's a little bit premature for the member to talk about the rent cap, which is in place for at least another year and a half. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.